Hey, what up guys, and I'm here for a structured deck review of the new Ancient Gear support, Awakening. So, we're going to get right into it. I thought this would be a good time to really talk about this deck, especially give y'all some good deck ideas. I know this site already has a couple of deck ideas for this deck. In my build that I was testing out Yugioh Pro is pretty similar. So, definitely, I think this is going to be one of the decks to really play with, because I think it would be probably top tier 2 at best. Because I know they have some new support that brings a lot of the Ancient Gear Ultimate Golem a lot easier, and I've tested it out to where it has done really good against the meta. It really depends, but let's get into it and y'all see more of what I mean. I really do like this box. It seems like a lot of these structure decks are becoming more meta with it every time we get one, which is pretty awesome. I really like it, you know what I mean? But you know, every structure deck, there's cards to target into putting into your deck and cards to kind of sway from. So let's move to the first card. The main header of the box, you know, the mascot, so to speak. We got Ancient Gear Golem Ultimate Pound. His effect is cannot be special summoned, so he's pretty much like Ancient Gear Golem. If this card attacks the 5th position monster, inflict piercing battle damage up to twice per turn. When this attacking card destroys a monster in battle, you can discard one machine monster. This card can attack again in a row. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add one polymerization from your deck to your hand, and if you do, add one other Ancient Gear monster from your graveyard to your hand. So, Ultimate Pound is pretty good, you know. He does have some really good effects, just the only downside I could see is he's like Ancient Gear Golem, so he cannot be special summoned. He can't be special summoned from Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. Or I don't think so, because yeah, it's Ancient Gear Golem, so you can't really use him just like Ancient Gear Golem. He's still different to the point where you can't. Like, if he was, then it'd be a completely different story. I do like his other effects though. Got the twice per turn, you can discard one machine monster for him to attack twice. So you can discard, you know, any of your Ancient Gears. He can attack twice or again in a row. Go for a possible OTK, most likely an OTK move. If he's destroyed by battle or card effects, you know, so if he's destroyed, you have pretty much add 2 cards, almost guaranteed if you use his second effect, if you discard that one machine monster, because then you can re-add that monster that you just discarded to your hand. So, and add a polarization from your deck to your hand. So that's 2 adds off of him getting destroyed, which is not bad. The 2 downsides, other than the one I just mentioned, the biggest problem with this card is it doesn't have the effect like any of the Ancient Gears, you know. So it's gonna give us some trouble trying to play him, especially if you brick with him in your hand. You can't really use him for almost anything, you know, other than just an Ancient Gear for like Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem, you know, because it's just you can't really use him for much. Plus he doesn't have that effect to where if he attacks, your opponent can activate any spell or trap card effects. So, you know, he has some good effects, but at the same time, he's still missing too much for him not to be very viable. For the main card, that's pretty meh. But let's go on to the next one. Alright, so we got Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. This is probably the main card I'd see being run in a beatdown Ancient Gear deck with either Geartown or the new Geartown Fortress card. So, yeah, this card's really good. If this card tribute summon by tributing an Ancient Gear monster, if it attacks a defense position monster, inflict battle damage, which you're probably not gonna tribute for it, but if you run, you can probably get that effect if you run the what skill? What was it? Ancient Mechs from Crowler. So you probably have a high chance. And if you have Geartown and you tribute just one Ancient Gear monster, you can bring out Reactor fairly easily. So you can get his effect, so it is possible depending on how you build it. We're going to discard the gadget effect, because tributing a gadget monster can make a second attack during his field, which would be really good, but we don't have gadgets yet. So, but if this card attacks to the end of your damage step, your opponent can activate spell or trap, and here's the new one. Here is the new one. Also, monsters in your opponent's possession cannot activate their effects. I think it won't work against Spear Karibo. I'm not too sure because it's in your opponent's possession. I haven't ran into my opponent having Sphere Karibo. That'll probably be some other testing. But I think Sphere Karibo can still work on this monster. So Look forward to that. At the end of the damage step, if this card attacks, you can destroy one spell or trap card on the field. Destroy your Geartown, destroy your fortress, special summon. Love it. I love it, love it, love it. But yeah, this is going to be probably the main boss. They should have made this the mascot, because this seems more viable than Ultimate Pound, in my honest opinion, because you can special summon him, and he has the effect to where if you attack, your opponent can activate any effects other than probably the hand. So yeah, definitely a card that's going to be ran a lot, especially in the beatdown version. I don't know about the fusion version. I haven't ran him in my fusion version, but we'll get more into that later. Shredder. So we have a new card. This card is actually not bad. Like, you could run in Ancient Gears. It's actually probably an assortment that you could probably run this in, you know. But Shredder, level 4 Earth Machine. Once per turn, you can send one machine type monster from your hand to the graveyard. Then target one monster your opponent controls with a level less than or equal to the set monster. Destroy that target. So pretty much has a destruction effect where you discard a machine, most likely Ancient Gear Golem or anything high level, to destroy pretty much any monster on the field. Because you can pretty much destroy a lot of the strong monsters, like, I mean, not even by, yeah, just by level. So let's say you have a Maximus, then you know you destroy it by hitting Ancient Gear Golem because it's equal or less than. You know, not many level 9s and level 10s unless you're going to get Castle, but for the level 4, this is not bad at all. You know, especially if you need to get rid of a troublesome monster. Maybe a little bit slow, but you know, it's really good for control, I think. So I could see people really teching this card in. Next one, Ancient Gear Hydra. So this one's pretty much like a smaller version like it the Mecha Reaction Dragon, because he pretty much, you can be special summoned as well. No, not forget about that. So you can technically use this monster. But at the end of the dash, when this card that was tribute summoned by tributing Ancient Gear monster battles the opponent's monster, but the opponent's monster was not destroyed by battle, you can banish that target. That's what I like about this card, is that first effect. As long as you tribute an Ancient Gear and he attacks, and let's say you attack a, I don't know, something with Spike Shield, or something that can't be destroyed off the first attack, you can banish it. Or something you don't want, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, or they play that freaking Amazoness Heirloom and it doesn't get destroyed. Well, now you can banish it. So it's pretty good. I think it doesn't say that this card that you control too. So let's say your opponent gets over this card and you already tribute summon for it, and your opponent destroys this card by battle. I think your opponent monster will still get banished nonetheless. Depending on how this wording looks, I think it can still get banished nonetheless. That's not bad at all. And plus, he also, at the same time, that Ultimate Bound doesn't have, monsters in your opponent's position cannot activate their effects. These are some really good effects. I think you can activate Spirit Karibo, but we'll have to see. That's a really good thing to try out, chat. Alright, next card. Wyvern. Here's when we get to the, these are probably the core cards you're going to play in every mecha, not mecha, Ancient Gear deck. Ancient Gear Wyvern, probably one of the best cards in the box, because it has some insane adding. If this card is normal or special summoned, normal or special, that's already good. That's already good. You could powerful rebirth this into another add. It's just the insanity. If this card is normal or special summoned, you could add one Ancient Gear card from your deck to your hand, except Ancient Gear Wyvern. Also, you cannot set cards for the rest of the turn. This is important because I'm already seeing people that are going to misplay with this card. I have when I first tested it out. Let's say you play Pulse Mines or Kanadi in your deck. If you're about to play this card, set. First thing you want to do is set. Or you want to just play Spirit Karibos and you don't have to worry about setting it either way. But yeah, definitely worry about setting your cards before you activate this card, because I have done it plenty of times when I was testing it and I'm just like, I keep forgetting. But I guess it's just part of getting used to the card. But yeah, really good effect. You could add any Ancient Gear Golem. Here's a combo. You could add Ancient Gear Box. I know we only have 2 in the game, but you can add that Ancient Gear Box, add the other Ancient Gear Box, using the Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. I mean, Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. It's such a fast fusion, it's ridiculous. Because you pretty much add your whole entire. If you have this in Ancient Gear Golem, And then Poly, all you need to do is activate his effect. You already can bring out Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. Really busted card. I love it. And he has the same effect to where your opponent can activate monster effects as well. Love it, man. This new support's really good right now. Ancient Gear Forain. Alright, you can discard one card, add from your deck to your hand one Ancient Gear Golem or one spell or trap to specifically list the card Ancient Gear Golem in its text. So, I'm pretty sure, I don't know, but I think you could probably add Pound. I think, I haven't tested this with Pound yet, but you could definitely add Ancient Gear Golem or the new Fortress card that we're going to go over. And yeah, cards that have Ancient Gear Golem. You can't add Geartown. You can't add Wyvern. You can't add any of those cards. It has to pretty much want to use this card to get Ancient Gear Golem. Pretty much that, or the Fortress card, depending on how you want to build your deck. So if you think about it like that, you can come up with some really good combos, and you just discard one card. The way I was thinking about it is if you just discard like a level 8 for another level 8, I think that's really good because now you have a card in your graveyard and the hand. So if your Fortress does get destroyed, you actually have because we'll go more over in detail, but yeah, I think that's probably the main play for him, to discard a card that you want in the graveyard to add. If he leaves, oh, and here's another good effect. If this face-up card in its owner control leaves the field because an opponent's card effect banished or destroyed, remember that. So spellbooks, you can't just get over this card easily. You can special summon up to 3 Ancient Gear Golem or Ancient Gear Golem. This is why I was saying use his effect to send one Golem for another Golem, because if he does happen, you get 2 Ancient Gear Golems. Or Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem Pound. I think you could add Pound. I really do think you could add Pound. And if Pound gets destroyed by a card effect, then you get to add Poly and a card. But why would you want Poly with Ultimate Gear Poem? That's where it contradicts itself. So you can't use him for Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. But correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure you can't though. Ignoring its summoning conditions. That is really good. Like your opponent will have a Treacherous or a Fake and can't do anything to this card. Also, if this card destroys Silent Magician or any of the other Ancient Gears, destroys Silent Magician by battle, Silent Magician can activate their effect. Or Silent Swordsman. Remember that. Awesome. Awesome. Pretty good cards right now. We have 2 sets of adders. This is ridiculous. Geartown. I know most of y'all are familiar with this card, especially from the TCG, but pretty much you have 1 less summon to summon Ancient Gear monsters for 1 less tribute. I think you still have to tribute at least 1, but even if you have both of them on the field, if I remember correctly, or maybe not, I don't remember. I haven't played this deck in a long time in the TCG. I forgot how I did this combo, but I know definitely I just use Ancient Geartown just to destroy it. Really, that's all I used to do, was just destroy it. It was all it was, destroy if I was a kid. Special summoning Ancient Gear from your hand, deck, or graveyard, which is a busted effect. Magical Hats, Double Cyclone. I'm gonna use Double Cyclone personally, and Typhoon might see some play with this card as well. But yeah, those are the cards I'm gonna use for this card. Pretty self-explanatory at that point. Alright, we got Ancient Gear Fortress. This was the card I was talking to y'all about. During the turn, they were normal or special summon. Your opponent cannot target Ancient Gear monsters you control with card effects. It's a continuous spell. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of Ancient Gear cards and effects. So they can't activate cards in response to the activation of your cards or effects. So if they try to activate anything, your opponent can, negate them, nothing like that, which is pretty good. If this card is destroyed in a spell trap card zone, so it's like Ancient Geartown, but the only downside with this card is they have to be an Ancient Gear monster from your hand or graveyard. In your hand or graveyard. So it's not from the deck, which kind of hurts me because every time I played this card, I always wanted to get a monster from the deck, but I couldn't because I never drew into the cards, because sometimes you might brick with it. So this card is probably better for a beatdown variant of this deck compared to the fusion. I'd rather run this in the beatdown. Don't run it in the fusion. I don't think it's really that good in the fusion, but I tested it out. I didn't think it was that good, but if y'all can do it, hey, I give y'all props for it. I just keep bricking with it. So, for the beatdown variant, this card is very good. This card's still one of the most OP because literally, if you get a monster out on the field, you can start doing more shenanigans with it, and I think you start gaining control with it. But yeah, because think about it. Vamps can't target. They'd have to destroy the fortress and then target. That'd probably be their play. Maximus, what they'd have to do is destroy the fortress and then target. But Foresters has its own effect, it's a special summon, so they're gonna have a hard time getting over it. That's like 3 destruction effects. You know, beware of Quackimiro Ice though, because Quackimiro Ice kind of solos this deck. It's crazy. But Vampires, don't worry about the steal because Ancient Gear Fortress. Econ, don't worry about the steal because Ancient Gear Fortress. Offerings, don't worry about the destroy, Ancient Gear Fortress. Yeah, so pretty much people have to get rid of the Ancient Gear Fortress as soon as possible to really pull off any plays, which is really, really good. But yeah, I think the best thing, if you could consistently bring out Ancient Gear Fortress and Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem, I think that's what you want to go for. But that's really hard, so it may not be that viable. So we'll have to see. Also, last card, and card that people haven't really touched up on, which I know is a really good card because we have a meta deck that uses this freaking card, and it's called Heracles Iron Call. If you control a machine type monster, target 1 level 4 lower machine type monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. Its effects are negated, destroying it during the end phase. Heracles are going to have a field day with this card because now their turbo is complete. I mean, other than the level 8 synchro that it hasn't been released yet, Iron Call is another card that's mainly teched in either Geargias or freaking Heracles. And now we have it. We're at 3. So yes, Heracles are probably going to use this card. Let's check the comments, see if they talk about the same thing. No, they don't even know. Iron Call busted with Heracles. Maybe it might be too slow for him in this type of format. Who knows? But I definitely know the recovery with this is going to be insanity because it's just so easy. Just bam, Heracles, synchro. You know, and I have a few things I'm gonna do with this card as well. But yeah, that is my review for today. I hope y'all enjoyed it. What type of text y'all think would be good, especially with Iron Call? I definitely want to hear y'all thoughts about Iron Call. Join the Discord below. I'll hit you up later. Shop 200 signing out.